and it is currently for the unified welterweight championship of the world. What's going on, old man? Thanks for tuning in once again. Jay's channel. So we got the Ugas versus Spence fight coming up soon, man. So I just want to talk on that. Give you my take on it. Please leave yours. Look forward to the comments, man. Look forward to your take for sure. Appreciate your time for stopping in. So both of these guys have something similar, you know. They both fought a tough guy, which is one of the best resumes in the PBC, which is Sean Porter. Both of them fought him with, you know, very close, a very close decision, you know, a very close fight. Now, obviously, Spence got the knockdown, which made it, you know, a more convincing win, but a lot of people thought that Porter did quite well in that fight, you know. And with the Ugas fight, Ugas also scored the knockdown, but it wasn't counted as a knockdown, you know, and that's what gave Porter the win. Now, looking both on those two fights, I believe even without the knockdown I should say, I think Spence sort of won, you know. Regardless of what others are saying, in my opinion, you know, I've watched it back a couple of times, and I believe that Porter's jab is very different than Ugas's, you know, in both of those fights. If you're comparing the two, Spence is a lot more busier. You can see in the punch stats that Spence has landed more than Porter in all categories. In this case, with Ugas fighting Porter, Ugas was outlanded by the jab, you know what I mean? So that's something to consider here. Spence is the busier fighter. Ugas is a guy that, you know, he's very accurate with his punches. You know, he's very accurate because his movement is really good in terms of where he moves around, you know, circling around left and right, being in the right position to throw those punches, you know. Calculation and accuracy is great from Ugas. With Spence, it's more of a maneuvering. You know, he knows how to maneuver around the ring. He knows how to jump in and out and be in the right position. You know, his foot placement's really good, and his balance is really good. He's a really balanced fighter, so it's hard to rock him, you know, because all the time he's moving back or he's coming forward, he's always got his feet in the right position to avoid getting punched and knocked down from a shot that he may not expect. And, you know, for it to knock him down or for it to hurt him, it's hard to happen for him because he's well balanced, you know what I mean? So Spence is the taller guy in this fight. He's got more reach, even though Ugas is a big guy, you know. Spence is still taller, not by much, you know, but he also has more reach as well. He's got more power. Spence is a guy that he picks his shots really well, you know. He picks his shots really well because, you know, he doesn't really waste any punches when he's throwing those power punches, you know. That's something that's good about Spence, is that when he's throwing the basics, either it's a left jab or right hand or right jab, I should say, because he's southpaw, and left hand, left hook, things like that. He doesn't really waste those punches, you know. He doesn't waste those punches because he's throwing them at the right time, you know. His timing's really good. So both of them have good timing. I think Spence has better counter punching. I think that Ugas has better movement within, as in, you know, in the middle of the ring. I think that Spence's maneuvering is better. He knows how to jump in and out of the pocket and be in the right place. So I think that for Ugas to have any chance here to win, he'll definitely need to outwork Spence. You know, that Porter fight that he had was very close because he didn't outwork Porter with the jab. You know, the jab is the number one tool in the book, you know. The jab is the best weapon for any boxer out there because you can control the fight with the jab. Alright? And obviously with, you know, Ugas not being a power puncher, or a great finisher I should say, the jab's going to be very important in this fight, you know. Outlanding Spence is going to be very important. You know, I believe that if he doesn't trouble Spence in the first 6 rounds, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, because Spence is a guy that, you know, he picks up the pace after 6 rounds, you know. So you may be on a 50k road and then he's hitting 100, you know what I mean? Round 6 he's going for it. Because by then he knows where to put his feet when he comes in and out of the pocket, you know, he knows what he's going to do to counter you. You know what I mean? And that's the problem here. You know, Ugas definitely has to go for it. He definitely needs to trouble Spence in this first 6 rounds. If he can't knock him down, he's going to have to outland him. He's going to have to have a better work rate than Spence, which is very hard to do. So, in my opinion, Ugas definitely needs to hurt him, definitely needs to trouble him. But I see Spence winning the fight. I think that Spence is just, you know, too big, too powerful for Ugas. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to the decision, but I believe that Spence will win if it does. But it's a good fight, you know. You never know. Ugas has always been the guy that upsets everyone, you know. The Porter fight, you know, and as I said, Porter got lucky to win that fight. Obviously he beat the, you know, legend himself, Manny Pacquiao. You know, so I mean, it's a great fight. That out of the way, let's move on to Triple G versus Murata. Now, this fight, I was very surprised. Obviously not at the result. You know, I knew that Triple G would knock him out, or, you know, they would stop it. But I was more surprised at how Murata went in there the first 4 rounds and just, you know, did what he wanted to do. It seemed like Triple G was inviting him to just throw what he had. Maybe he was trying to test his power. I'm not too sure about that, you know. I mean, 3-4 rounds is quite a decent amount of rounds to give away. But that's the question, did he give it away? Or was Murata just more powerful than Triple G at the start of the fight, you know? That's what I saw. Obviously, the technique and the punches that Triple G was throwing was the game changer. And obviously the power. You know, both of these guys were going in there with their guard up, 2 hands up, you know, to their head. Not really trying to, you know, roll the punches or anything like that. It was basically you punch me, I punch you, let's see who gets broken down first. You know, that's what it was to me. Obviously, you saw both of them tucking their head in when they were doing that. So they were trying to protect their chin, because, you know, the chin is what I call the button. You know, you knock the button hard enough, eventually they're going to fall down. It sends a trigger to the mind and the body goes, you know, if you get clean on the chin. So they're trying to protect the chin by tucking their head in with their hands up, and that was the game changer. You know, Triple G's punches, because he's got that hook on it. You know, it's got that loop when he throws it, I should say. It was getting through that. You know, it was partially blocked, but on some occasions it was going around the guard and hitting him flush on the chin. You know, you saw in round 6 where Barada's mouth guard went flying out of his face, you know, with his guard up. So, you know, that was an indication that it was working. Because Triple G, the way that he throws it, it's got a loop, and then it also sort of dips down a bit, you know. You can call it a curveball in baseball, you know. That's what Triple G has, you know. He has a curveball in boxing. You know, he's the best pitcher out there in the middleweight division. Most knockouts. Well, I should say highest knockout ratio, I should say. My apologies, you know. But that was the difference. But, you know, this really does make me think that, you know, Canelo is going to beat Triple G. You know, it gives me more confidence that he will beat him because of how easy it was for Murata to get past his 3-4 rounds pushing Triple G back, you know. But hey, you never know, you know, this may have just been his warm-up fight. You know, he was out of inactive and things like that. He did look inactive. You know, his reflex wasn't the same as I expected. But at the end of the day, you know, he got the job done. You could also see, you know, that Murata, his whole frame was moving when his hands were up. You know, so his whole body was turning when Triple G was landing those shots. You know, so that's how hard it was. That's how effective those shots were, even with the guard up. You know, this is something that Canelo is good at. You know, he's good at rolling shots. You know, you don't want to stand toe to toe with the guy that, you know, has a curveball. You know what I mean? And Canelo is a guy that he goes low and he rolls the shot, so it's harder for Triple G to get the full effect. You know, now obviously the trilogy is going to be at 168 for the super middleweight championship of the world, but I reckon that Canelo is going to win that fight by points. I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo knocks him out as well. You know, as tough as Triple G is, I think that his age is catching up to him, and I think even at a heavier weight will make him more slower, and it will fall in Canelo's advantage. I thought otherwise before. I thought that Triple G would have the advantage, you know, possibly having more power, but I think that from what I saw at the moment, I'm picking Canelo to win that trilogy. You know, either by points or stoppage. And for the only way Triple G can beat Canelo is by knockout. You know, so his best chance may be to fight him at a heavyweight. With the right technique, he can get the job done. But that's all I wanted to say, man. Thanks for tuning in once again. I appreciate your time as always. Tune into the Spence versus Ugas fight, man, and I look forward to your comments, especially the boxing community. But hey, anyone in general that comments, man, I appreciate your time. And as always, man, thanks for tuning in once again. Enjoy the day, man. Peace.